Hi there, Rabbi. I know you're always doing the right thing, but apparently you seem to think there is a wrong way to do things sometimes.
Well, Joe, as we like to see, there's only two ways to do things, the wrong way and the Marine way.
And I know a bunch of Marines who are just as confused as everybody else about the upcoming debates that are about to occur between the presidential candidates. For those of you who are watching this in the distant future, it's 2024. But for us, it's the immediacy of the situation that has everyone in a tizzy. What do you think is going to happen?
50% of those watching will be unhappy. That's what I think is going to happen. Hmm.
And that's as accurate a prediction as you can get from anyone because no one is going to listen to what is said. They're just going to write down little pull quotes and start texting them. See what he said? That's wrong. See what he said? That's right. She said. He said. Just going to go on and on.
It's hard being a human being, Joe, because we really don't want to listen to other people. In fact, we really want to hear our opinion coming out of someone else's mouth. And that's what we wanted to debate. We don't want to listen to what each of the candidates has to say. We want to hear them say what we think should happen or what we want them to say.
Until somebody says something we don't agree with, we're just going to sit there and nod our heads. But how is that a bad thing? I'm playing devil's advocate here
Well,
because we want one side to win.
Joe, the devil doesn't need an attorney. The devil does very well by himself. So you don't have to be an advocate for anybody. And if we're going to have an honest debate, then we have to have people saying, this is a problem, this is a solution. The other one saying, I agree. And what about this for a solution? But the solutions can't be extremes. They can't fly in the face of logic. They can't be lies because then you never get anywhere. If you and I are going to have a debate about the validity of right turn on red, okay, let's look at some statistics and let's look at the data. But if I start by saying that right turn on red is always wrong and stupid because it's a communist plot to take over the universe, we're not going to solve the problem. We're not going to get anywhere. And I think that's what's happening is we're reducing things to such extreme and things are being made up that we even have a Pinocchio scale that we rate our candidates by how much they're lying. Avsalachas. When did we get to this point that we need Pinocchios? Why can't we look at each other and say, there are problems and there are multiple solutions? So let's weigh the pros and cons of our solutions and let's come up with something. But as soon as we start bringing in things that aren't true or conspiracy theories, then there's no discussion. There's no way for us to weigh the different solutions to the problem.
And it's so impossible to summarize in just a few sentences an entire economic plan or an immigration plan. But that even that doesn't occur during a debate because one person will say, I would be tough on immigrants. And the other person would say, no, you're not tough enough on immigrants, or you're not considerate of immigrants' rights, or and but nobody's actually saying what they would do that would solve the immigration problem.
I'm tough on crime, Joe. And let's just put that out there. When we're done, we're going to lock up all criminals. Now, if I want to support that, I can take the statistics from European countries and compare them to the United States. And what I would discover is that the number of people convicted, the number of people punished in European countries far exceeds that here in the United States. So if you go shoplifting, if you commit a crime, if you shoot someone, the chances of your getting caught And if you're caught getting convicted, and if you're getting convicted, go to jail, is much lower in the United States than anywhere in the known universe. So to get tough on crime would really mean let's enforce our laws and not have as many loopholes and not let things get off on a technicality. But I've never heard a politician say that. But that's the basic problem with crime in the United States is you can get away with it. So why not do it?
Well, and that's the solution with everything. If we could just do a better job, everything would get better. But the answer to that is, well, we're trying our best. And what's the alternative for the average citizen? Move to France?
Well, our politicians really aren't trying their best because what they're doing is they're looking for ways to get power and control and to support special interest groups rather than looking at each other and saying, okay, there are enough laws and rules about guns on the books. They're not being enforced. And the statistic supports that. And we can look at other places in terms of traffic, in terms of driving drunk. We're not enforcing what's actually there. And so, of course, people who are cutting corners, people who are malcontents are going to go for that because if I get caught, I'm going to get off. And that's the statistics bear that out, Joe.
Well, there's never going to be an easy way to solve all these situations. And I think that's the first thing we have to all accept. But the one thing that I've accepted is that easy or not, right or wrong, it's always good to listen to your advice, Rabbi. Thanks as always.
And Joe, all the religions have either the Ten Commandments or a version of the Ten Commandments. So if someone is a true follower of their religion, then they would follow their 10 commandments, 10 utterances, and would live together in harmony.